This is the next video of repairing push lawnmowers, and this is a typical case. Filthy, missing the air filter cover. The filter was in pieces. There's just leaf debris, and I think those are oak tree tags. That's what we get around here. The pull rope is here. It's not attached to the little holster up there, little eye hook. This mower does appear to have compression, because when I pulled the cord I could feel it. I don't know if the crankshaft is okay or not. The blade was completely worn out, and that's why I took the blade off, and I even managed to get the adapter off, and I'm always happy to be able to do that. The other thing that's interesting about this one is I had to replace the front wheel assembly, because this is what I had on it. And by the way, there's the remains of the air filter. And the reason I had to replace it is, or did replace it, is because I'm lucky enough to have old mowers around where the engines were bad, and I kept the deck. Well, I borrowed this off the front of another mower that didn't have a bag, and it's pretty dirty. And the reason I had to replace this is there's no tab to adjust the wheel, and so these wheels literally on the mower would just spin around like that, so there's no way to use it. So I just borrowed this whole piece from another mower and installed it up here, and it's held on, just so you know, if you ever have to do this, it's held on by 3 screws, which are pretty easy to get in and out because they're just screwed into plastic. And here is what they look like. See, they're these very, very rough screws, and they just wind right into that plastic. And there's 1 there, 2 there, and there's 1 and 2 in the middle. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 screws that hold this whole piece on. And so now at least I can adjust the height on this thing. Let's see if I installed it right. Maybe I didn't. I mean, it is super low right now. So let me try it. So that's the high position. So I guess it's all right. I guess it's okay. I think that's, oh, there's one more. There's one more level. It's almost touching the deck there, but it slips into that. So that's the high position on this mower. I'm gonna pull it up 1 because I don't want it touching the deck necessarily. So there's that. So at least I got this where, assuming I can get the engine going, this will be a working mower now, whereas it was not before because of that axle assembly being so damaged. So let's continue and see what else is wrong with this mower. I gotta get my camera set up here. Like I said, I've already taken the blade off and the wheel assembly and replaced it with one that I just had laying around. So let's continue and see what's wrong with this mower. All right, so let me get my gloves on. You saw the air filter, and let's go back and look at that some more, because there's something wrong with all of that. The heavy stuff out of the way here. Let me get this down on the deck now. Oops. Where's that? Oh, I still got my blade down there. Hang on a second. Let's still have this blade block in place over here, so it won't lay flat on the table. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. So now I've got a mower that rolls, and the level will adjust. This is the inside of the air filter. Is filthy. Let me move the camera over this way. So we got to look at this carburetor area. There's a couple of screws from where I took that wheel assembly off. That's what they look like. And this is super filthy in here. There's still some remains of the air filter that need to be cleaned out. There's some of the destroyed foam. You can see that. And just to give you an idea of how filthy this thing is, see, that's some of the gunk here. But Briggs engines are notoriously tough, so maybe this will be all right. Let's see. By the way, this mower is apparently from 2012, according to the tank. There's not much fuel in there. It doesn't look very clean either. Somebody tried to duct tape something on here. Maybe that they tried to duct tape the cover or the filter or something. Let me see what. Yeah, see that's snapped off, and they use duct tape to try and keep it on there. But I'm gonna take this tape off because I think I've got one of these covers around here. I might be able to use that someday, but I think I've got one. So let's see what we can do with this mower. I guess the first thing I need to do is make sure it's got some oil in it. I often get mowers that have almost no oil. This one, it's got some. I had it tilted back, so that's, I'm going to check it again where it's flat and see what it looks like. Okay, it's over full. It's over full with oil, so I need to get some of that out of there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's way too high. So we'll be draining some of that oil off. Let's take a look at the, there could be some critters up in there. Let's see, let me get a brush. I'm gonna whisk broom and see, make sure there's not a spider up in there about to get me. There probably is. Okay. There's got really too much oil in it to even start this, to start the engine, in my opinion. So when you come back, I will have drained off enough of that oil to where it's at a safe level, and then we'll continue trying to save this mower.